Well, hey everybody, it's Doug here. Doug Herring on YouTube, Doug Mystic Board Game Geek, bringing you the first play episode of Nemo's War, which we did in the previous videos. Got it all set up and ready to go, and now we're about to rock it out and play the game. This is either played, so technically this game is a 1 to 4 player game, but it was originally designed as purely a solo game for the solo game player. And there is the other part of the game, the other way you can play it is cooperatively with up to 4 people. And if you'd like to see that, then please pop over to Ant Labs Games. He and his wife do they're a couple, they do great playthroughs, and he did one of this in co-op mode with his wife. I don't know, to me the co-op mode seems a little forced, but that could just be me. I haven't played it, so I can't say that for sure, but we are going to play it in its purest form today, and that is as a solo player experience. Now, I'm not going to profess that I'm not going to make any mistakes. This is my first full playthrough. I just did some tests, watched a lot of videos, read a lot on the rules just to make sure I've got at least a good idea for how it plays. I'll try, and there's a lot of good information on the board about the turn track, so that is a good thing. Okay, now the first thing we did was we already pulled our prologue card and read and did what that said to do. It says that we're going to be using 2 dice during our placement phase, and we have our 2 white dice here for that. And so we'll just leave those out here right now, and there's going to be a lot of dice rolling. I may get out the dice bowl, I'm not sure. But the next thing we're going to do is continue with the event phase, because in the prologue card it states that we should commence play with the next card. So we're going to do that. Now I'm going to put the prologue card out of the game. That is, we're not going to see that again or use it again, though I did tell you the story on it. And if you want to hear that story, please go back to the other episode and read it again. So we're going to draw our next adventure card from our draw pile and see where that takes us. So here we are. This is our draw card. Now we're going to have so many in this deck before we get to Chapter 2. This is basically Chapter 1, the prologue. We'll see what we get. A capital encounter. Oh, right off the bat we're going to have a big old ship come into play. Now I am going to read to you these cards if I can read them. They're fine, kind of small, italicized print, and I'm trying to read them above the camera so that the card's actually in the camera, but I'm going to do my best. It says, soon the Canadian announced that the craft was a big battleship, a double-decker ironclad complete with ram. Dark, dense smoke burst from its 2 funnels. Its furled sails merged with the lines of its yardarms. The gaff of its fore and aft sails flew no flag. Uh-oh. Well, it says play, so that means we're going to do this. We can fail this card to add +2 to our reputation. The black background. I don't know what that means. It just says +2 to our reputation as far as I know. Capital ship to the Nautilus current ocean and fight it immediately. This is mandatory free stock attack action. So it would be a stock attack action, which would give us a bonus. So this is one of the 2 capital ships. It says fail +2 and add. So I guess we have no choice but to fail this. We can't do anything but do that. So we're going to have to, our first thing we have to do is have a massive battle that we're not prepared for. Yeah, that's the way to start the game, guys. Yes. Okay, let's get out that big old capital ship. And here it is right on the board. It is this one, the Cerberus. You can see that if we defeat it, it is going to ding our reputation anyway. But it says we're going to get +2. So I think, question already. Does the +2 from the card supersede the +1 from here, or do I get +3 total? That would suck, man. That would be a really bad way to start. It does give us some points at the end of the game. It is a British capital ship, and it's going to beat the snot out of us in the current ocean that we're in. So that is right here. Now the good news is, now also I wonder if that replaces a ship. I'm going to assume that it does. I assume that it's going to replace that unexposed ship, that the actual ship there was the capital ship. It doesn't say otherwise. It just says add the black ship to the Nautilus current ocean. It says add, but if you add a ship here, it's adding it there. I'm going to assume that's right. Okay, if I'm wrong, you can tell me, but man, this card is already giving me some grief. So I'm going to assume, it says +2, so I'm going to assume that we're going to have to add 3 But if it's +2, why would they put that symbol on there? Just make it +3 and no symbol here. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I guess maybe there's another way to get this out. I don't think there is. It says in capital encounter event 38 is the only way to get that out. But we immediately go into a stealth or stalk attack action. Now, the good news about that is it does give us +1 DRM or dice roll modifier to attack the Cerberus. Okay, hopefully this will be our first kill. Well, it will. Well, I shouldn't say it will. And we're going to wager, I believe, we're going to wager some crew on this to fight the Cerberus. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, the generous card gave us a free stock attack action. Yeah, that's really kind. So we're gonna put that up to +3. That's gonna give us a total of +4 against the Cerberus. But wait, before I do that, the Cerberus attacks us first. Okay, well the Cerberus has an attack value of 8, which is really bad. So we're gonna roll 2 dice, and we want to roll as high as we possibly can. If it's over 8, he misses. If it's under 8, it's going to do damage to us. And I'll show you how that works. Let's see what we get. Well, a 4, so yeah, it's going to do us damage right off the bat. So we are going to take 2 points of damage. Now, why do I say that? Well, you take the lowest dice. If it's a 1, you take 1. If it's a 2 or greater, you take 2. So we're going to take 2 damage from that. And that 2 requires a dice roll. Let's see what we get. A 6. So we took a hit to the hull to start with, and then another 6, 2 hits to the hull. Well, at least that's easier to repair. All right, but now we get to fight back. I hope I roll all those 6s when we fight back. I am going to now wager. Now, this is how this works. I'm going to put on the +3. If we fail, we're not only going to take additional damage, but we're going to take that hit. If we succeed, we get it back. And that gives us the bonus there of +3. So we got a total of +4. We have to roll a 10 or better. That's pretty high. So we need a 6 or better on our dice to defeat the Cerberus. Why do I say it's a 10? Because of this number right there. Now, I'm not going to keep explaining all the details. Once you got it down, I'm just going to show you, and we'll do it. But let's go to the dice bowl. Hey guys, that's a pretty rough start. Well, but here's the good news. We got a 6 + 4, so we did get to 10. We succeeded in killing the Cerberus. We hit the number. So we get to do that. We get to take this bad boy here, and I have a choice to make. I can either place this as tonnage in the South Atlantic where we started, or I can take this as salvage right here, which would allow us to get closer to an upgrade. It is, however, worth 3 extra points, I guess. So I don't know. Because we have to get this extra score, I have to fill this whole thing up. Now, warships sunk and non-warships sunk. Basically, this thing here, which is, I think we just get the points, yes, scouring the seas. We're going to get the points if we can fill it up. There's no plus or minus based on our motive. But we do need salvage, and yeah, I think in this case, I'm going to take it as, it's frustrating. Okay, I think I'll take it as tonnage. Yeah, we're going to take it as tonnage. I don't know if that's a good decision or not. We'll see. That was our event card. We automatically failed it, so that means that we don't put it in the pass box, we put it in the fail box because it doesn't give us any endgame score. And then we're going to have to go add our, I guess it would be, that does make more sense now I'm thinking about it, because if we didn't defeat it, we could run away from it, right, and not have to fight it, and we would take the +2 to our reputation. So we start the game with 3 reputation. We did destroy a massive capital ship, but we took some hull damage in the process. Oh, come on, Captain Nemo. They sent that big ship after us, and we destroyed it, so then people know there's something nasty out there. But we did, again, wager. Our wager paid off, so we get that back. We're still fresh on our crew. That is a good thing. And now we move on to our placement phase. In our placement phase, we're going to roll our 2 dice. We're going to add unrevealed ships to the board based on these numbers, plus it also gives us our action points. So, well, right off the bat, we got doubles. That is a null turn. Man, we're starting off just awful, guys. Wow. So that means there won't be any. There will be 2 ships placed on the board. I think you place them as normal when you roll a null turn. I'm going to go, or a lull turn rather. Let's go take a look at that. That's accurate. So we got 2 3s. So we're going to be adding 2 ships, 2 discovered ships here to the North Atlantic, which means it's already full. And then we have to take a lull turn. So we get to place a treasure in the area of the sea where the doubles took place, but there's already one there, so we don't get to take a second one. Then we get to check for uprising, but we haven't done that yet. We received 0 action points, so we only have 1 action to do anything with during this lull turn. And I think what we'll do is, normally repair it costs us 2 actions, but during a lull turn it costs us 1 action. So I think we're going to use our action, which you can see right up here. We're going to go down to 0, and we're going to repair our hull. Let's go take a look at that. Okay, so here's the repair portion right here. It says we can gain for exerting either Nemo or crew. We can also gain for exerting 1 treasure tokens, VPs. We don't have that, but we can, and then there's +1 if there's any warship present. Well, there was, but we destroyed it, luckily. And so we're going to do a repair. I am going to wager our crew against that again, which will put it right here, giving us a +3 to our die roll. And we're going to roll 2 dice. We're going to add 3 to it. Oh, we did really well. We did a 9, so 12. So we can't get any better than that. So repair teams, we had repair teams. 12 plus, gain 2 hulls. So basically the hull we lost in that fight, we're going to gain back. So 1 and 2, and then we gain back the crew that we wagered because we succeeded. So that was I mean, for a lull turn, that wasn't bad, but that was all we get to do that turn. We have no actions left for next turn, which is not good for us. And our reputation is already at 3. Man. Okay, but now we're going to go to our next turn. I mean, that was our turn, right? So next thing I'm going to do is draw our second adventure card. Hopefully it's not another capital type ship. Let's see what we get. Requested repairs. This is a keep card. It's worth 8 points, or -8, or is that 8? I don't know. It looks like -8. At the end of the game, it says keep. At the game's end, pass and score this card's negative victory points if not removed. Okay, to remove this card, i.e. to fail it, you must perform a successful repair action. Oh, and forego 1 hull gain from doing so. Man, I certainly would have done that. So what does that mean? This stays in our play area, also known as our tableau. And it's going to go right here. I'm going to keep these right here, so we know that we have to solve that before the end of the game. Luckily, we got it early on, and that is the only effect we have from our adventure card this turn, our exploration card. Now we're going to go back to our placement phase, and we're going to roll 2 dice. All right, this is good. Okay, so we're going to place a ship in 2 and 5. The C's there, and the difference are going to be our action points. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 action points. Woo! That was the gap between the difference. I gotta look that up real quick, just to be sure. Well, we'll look at it on the board because you can. Okay, it says the differential, so that's going to give us 2 actions this turn. We're going to pop our action points up to 2 there, and we're going to see what we get to do. I also get to place ships. I have to place one on 2, which means we're going to place one down here in the Eastern Pacific, and then we're going to place one on 5, which is the European seas over there. And now we got 2 full oceans, but the good news is we get to go to one of those. So I think for our first of the 2 actions, we're going to move. Now we do have the hydro drive, so I could literally move 2, but I don't think I will. You know, the other thing we could do, well, a search is 2 actions right now. Well, no, a search is not. A search is 1 action. We could take 1 action to search for treasure and see what we get, and we could take a second action to move, or we could move and search for treasure. But we have no warships, and when you search, I believe, yes, we get -1 per revealed ship token, so maybe it's a good idea to go there and search now since there are no ships in the South Atlantic. I think we'll do that. The Nautilus is going to move. We're not going to use our hydro drive because we don't need to. We don't need to move 2. So we're just going to pop up here to the North Atlantic, where we're going to search for treasure. Now, I could also stealth attack and start clearing the board, but I think we'll do that next turn. Treasure is incredibly valuable. The other thing we could do is yeah, I think we'll search. Search makes a good idea. We'll look for treasure. Now, I am going to exert a ship resource. I'm going to exert our crew again. We can exert any resource we want to, and we're going to then roll. And it's the same similar thing with the chart I showed you on the repair. We're going to have to roll. We want a high roll. The higher, the better. Unrevealed ships are the only thing we have to worry about, and we get to the bonus for exerting the ship resource, so we're going to have +3 to our die roll. Crew is going to go in search of treasure. Let's see what we get. A 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that will be good, but it's probably going to cost us something. Let's see. Well, we're not doing well on our reputation. It's going up fast. We did succeed, but once it's green, you no longer lose the resource. If you get the reds, that's a fail. But the green is a pass. So we passed, but we were suspected. So we get to collect the treasure, but it's +1 reputation. So we're going to get our crew back. Our reputation is going to go up 1. We're going to take the treasure token off of this space here, put it back, put it away, and then we're going to draw a treasure from this bag here and see what we get. Hopefully we get something good. Boom, what do we get? We get the city of Combat. That is that's good for us. That is a wonder, so it's worth only 1 point, but we're going to get this, we're going to get, well, I don't know if that's a wonder or not. I think this is a green, or purple. It is a wonder. It's an eyeball. Yeah, this is a wonder. So we found the city of Combat. And that's going to give us some bonuses at the end of the game. Actually, this one thing will be worth 7 points. So we hope to want to keep that. However, we can spend it if we need to. But for now, it's just going up in our collected treasure pile up here. We can collect quite a bit of treasure as we go. That was a good start for us on this turn. That was our full turn, all of our actions. So that is the end of the turn for us there. Let's go on to the next card. Let's draw our next adventure card, see what we get. Okay, Nautilus, let's see what happens to us. The tentacle cable. We were about 500 miles from the heart's content at a depth of more than 1,400 fathoms that I saw the electrical cable lying on the bottom. There's a weird electrical cable. This is a keep card. This is when the Nautilus is in the North Atlantic, which I actually am, you may fail and immediately perform a free insight action and or a search action, but no more than 3 combined. For each one, you gain notoriety at the game's end. It pass if unused. I think we're just going to save this right now. I don't want to use this. We're going to put it in our tableau, and it'll be worth points to us at the end of the game if we pass. Now, that type of treasure, or that type of card doesn't really give us any bonus points. Well, it does. Adventure cards are +0, so it's just worth 2 points at the end of the game. Might be worth more to do the search action because we get a treasure. We can do 3 but I'm sure we'll be returning to the North Atlantic. So we're just going to hold on to that right now, and we're going to go back to our placement phase. Okay, let's see what we get. Move that out the way. So okay, a 2 and a 4, and we're going to have 1 action point, the differential. We're going to have 1 action point for the turn. I did use both of our actions, so we are at 0. So we're just going to have 1 action for the turn, and we're going to place a ship in 2 and 4. Well, I shorted myself an action last turn. The way they describe the differential is your highest die minus your lowest die. So last time I actually would have had 3, not 2. So this time I'm going to give myself back 1, because you can not spend them if you choose. And then we get 2 more. So we're going to have 3. But I also need to place a ship in the Eastern Pacific, and 4 is going to be, that's good. So, and that is going to be in the South Atlantic. Booyah, there we go. And that is our placement phase. Now we got 4 actions. I'm thinking we could scrap some ships, get some ships down before some nastier ships come into play, and yeah, clear some of the board out so that we know what we're going to do. I could do a stealth attack, but so a stalk attack, I get +1 dice roll modifier, but I only get to attack 1 ship. If I do a bold attack, it means I can keep attacking in 1 action and fight the heck out of that. I may do that. So this is one of the many things that we could do. Let's see. We're going to start there. We're going to do this here, because then I can start getting some upgrades on my ship. We're going to make a bold attack right there on the North Atlantic. That means we're going to get out our bag of ships. I'm going to shuffle them all up. Hopefully we get some kind of non-combatant ship so we cannot take damage right away. Let's see what we get. We did, actually. We got the taping, a clipper. Okay, now it's a pretty good, tough one, but it's some kind of non-combat ship. So we're going to place that right there. It's going to replace that token, and we're going to attack that bad boy. Now, it does not have an attack value, you see, so it won't attack us back. And it's got a 9. So we're going to wager, I think you can see most of this. Let's just scoot over a little bit. We're going to wager our crew again for a +3. We're not going to get the +1 DRM for the bold attack. We only get that if we do a stock attack. And we're going to attack this clipper. Okay, let's see what we do. Oh, killed it. Ow, outright. Didn't even need the bonus. Wow, good job. Well, the taping does have a little symbol there, meaning that our reputation is going to increase by one more up to 5. And then we're going to take that ship that we destroyed and we're going to take that as salvage. It is worth points at the end of the game, but we want to get something good going on here. The reason I took the service is I have a feeling that it was probably worth a little more points to us later on. But that means we're going to get, we're going to be able to get closer to some kind of upgrade, and I'm really looking for the steam torpedoes because those are awesome. All right, so let's continue on. Remember, we did our bold attack, so we can attack as many ships in that ocean as we feel comfortable with. We're going to continue and attack the next ship. Okay, so here we go. We're going to attack this one here. Let's see what we get. Hopefully, man, if we can keep getting non-warships, we'll be in a good shape. So what do we get? We get the Donau. All right, so the Donau is a 8-point passenger ship. That means we need to roll an 8 or better. Well, I did wager this, but it went back, obviously, so I'm going to wager my crew again. They're going to exert to go after the Donau and see if we can get it. Okay, we need a 5. Oh, man, I was worried. I saw that too. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got it. We destroyed the Donau, which, by the way, did not, I'm going to point out, did not increase. This passenger ship did not increase our reputation. No one knows why the Donau was sank. But that is going to go in our salvage right there. That is awesome. I think we're going to continue. We haven't had to fight. We haven't had anything fight back against us yet, so we're going to do that again. I know that we're on an exploration mission, but these salvage things are important. And oh man, it's not another fighting ship. This is the America. It's a freighter. It's going. We're going to get 2 reputation for bringing it down, and it's got a 10. It's got a 10 value, so we have to roll pretty high. Once again, I'm going to wager my crew, which is completely fresh, which is going to give us a +3. Okay, so let's roll that and see what we get. Man, so a 7, 8, 9, 10. We just did it. That is awesome. So we're just destroying these guys, but it is hitting our reputation. So like I said, destroying the America is going to increase us up to a 7 reputation, and then we're going to take it and put this in our salvage pool. We're 1 away from being able to get the steam torpedoes. So I think we're just going to go 1 more. There's 1 more ship in our ocean. You might as well keep going, right? We've already taken an awful risk. If we do have to find something, all the better. Doesn't matter either way, but let's see what we get. Oh, no, it is not another. It was not another fighting ship. This is the Hannah More, another passenger ship with no reputation gain, and it's only an 8. That is fantastic. This is going to be our last one to take the action before we can do a refit and upgrade our ship. Once again, I'm wagering crew. We need an 8, and we didn't even need to wager the crew. We got it, so that's awesome. That means the Hannah More is going here into our scrap pile. It did not increase our reputation. That is the end of our battle action in the North Atlantic. We cleared the North Atlantic out of everything. Pretty awesome. Okay, but that was only 1 action. We have 2 more to go. I think I'm going to hold 1 action. The next one I'm going to do is a refit. And the refit is, now if we can exert a ship, oh, by the way, I recovered my crew. We can exert a ship's resource, any ship resource. We can gain the bonuses for the treasure and -1 with any warships. There aren't any. We destroyed everything there. So we're going to exert our crew again. They've been really working overtime for us, which is good. And we're going to roll on the refit action. A refit action is 2 points. No, do I want to do that now or I want to wait for a lull turn? I could go searching. Remember, we're trying to explore. Treasures, things like that are very important to us. Instead of spending, because I'll go down to 0 actions if I do that. Let's do this. Let's do this. We're going to hold off. We'll refit next turn. We just did big fights. We don't need to refit right now. We're okay. I'm going to take this token off the board, the battle token. And I think we're going to move. So for our next action, we are going to move to the European seas. And I could spend our last action to... No, I'm going to hold that last action in case we get a lull turn. I can refit, and if not, I get an extra action point to do the refit next turn or search that area for treasure, whatever we want to do. Because remember, or I could draw an adventure too. We'll see. All right, that's going to be the end of that turn. That was a good turn for us. Let's pull our next adventure card and see what we get. Okay, so far they've been keepers. Okay, this is not. A sacrifice for the gods. Okay, it says, I am the law, I am the judge, I am the oppressed, and there is no oppressor. Through him I have lost all that I loved, cherished and venerated country, wife, children, father, and mother. I saw all perish. All that I hate is there. Say no more. It says play. Okay, this is another weird card. We have to fail it. Fail and lose at least one, but may elect to lose any combination of up to 3 non-Nemo resources or characters if available. For each one lost or sacrificed, you gain 1 Nemo and gain +1 reputation. Well, we actually, I don't need to do this. We're strong with Nemo. We don't have to worry about it. So I think I'm just going to fail that and do nothing. So this gets failed. So far we haven't put any cards in our pass pile, and I'm going to do nothing. I'm not going to sacrifice anything. It says, and lose it. Oh, I have to lose at least 1. I have to lose at least 1. Well, here's what I'll do then. I will lose 1. I'll lose a hull. It says any ship resource, right? Choose any combination of up to 3 non-Nemo resources or characters. So I'll lose some hull. I'll gain a reputation up to 8, and we'll increase Nemo all the way up to the top. He is completely healthy, and that satisfies that card then. That's all I'm going to do. Whew, okay. Yeah, that was worth it, I guess. No, it really wasn't. But that's okay. We're moving on. Let's do our placement phase. Okay, dice roll time for our placement phase. Let's see what we get. Okay, so a 4 and a 3. So we're going to have 1 action, and we're going to go place in 3 and 4. Okay, so we got 2 actions. We're going to place a ship in 3, and then we have to place a ship in 4. And this is a good time. Well, actually, 4's down here, and it's fine. So there's an open spot there. So we got our 2 ships there. Now we get to take. We have 2 action points. 2 action points. So if we refit now, it's going to take both. I think what we're going to do is spend 1 action to search. I'm going to exert a crew resource to do that. That's going to give us +3. And we're going to search this area because there's a treasure token in the European seas. There are no exposed ships, so we won't get any minuses to do that. Remember, high is better. So we got a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is kind of like what we did last time. It's exactly what we did last time. We succeeded, but we gained some reputation. We were spotted or seen or something. So let's go do that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is increase our reputation to 9, but we did get the treasure token. We put our crew back to where it belongs. It is still on fresh. And we put that token back, and we're going to draw a token from the bag. We've been really lucky with our rolls, thankfully. But our reputation is climbing way too fast. So let's see what we get. We get, retain. It's X for 1 action or keep for 2 points. Okay, we're just going to put that in our treasure pile right now. It is a keeper. We're going to get to retain that. That is good. And I'll tell you what that means if we end up bothering to do it. But right now we retain that treasure. It gives us a bonus. We can use it for other things, so it's one of those ones you can give up. Though it says retain, and we'll see what that does. Alright, now I get to take the differential, which is 1. So again, we have 2 total actions for this turn. Oh no, I already did that. I spent the 1 action, boom, and that's what we did. We searched for the treasure. I think that's it. We're going to hold off and keep that extra action because I'm waiting for either a lull turn or to get a lot of actions to be able to do a refit and do something else. Okay, let's draw our next adventure card and see what we get. Ocean Wealth. Well, this one actually looks like we get to do something. We're going to play it. It says, I understand, Captain. I understand your delight at strolling into the midst of this wealth. You're a man who gathers his treasure in person. No museum in Europe owns such a collection of exhibits from the ocean. We can pass and gain +1 reputation, then place +1 treasure in each of the 6 oceans. Each of the 6 major oceans. Okay, well, we could fail it, but I think we'll pass it. We're already killing ourselves in reputation anyway. We'll pass that card. We'll put that in the pass pile. Our reputation goes up to 10, and we're going to get to place out at least 2. We're going to get to place out 2 gems because those are the 2 major oceans that don't have them. So we get to do that, and then we're going to go roll our dice for our placement phase. Guys, I'm already at 10 reputation. We're not even in the next chapter yet. Booyah! Okay, a 7. So this is well, a 1 and a 6 rather. This is really good. So we're going to place in 1 and 6, and we're going to get 5 actions. That is outstanding. Let's do that. So we're going to place a ship token in 1. We're going to place a ship token way over in 6, and then we're going to get 5 actions. So unfortunately, we did waste an action. We can only do so much there. That is a bummer. But let's do this. Okay, first action is we are going to spend 2 to refit our ship. I am going to wager crew, which is going to be +3. I think I can do that. any one ship resource. So we're going to do that. Do this refit action. So we're going to roll our dice and see what we get. Okay, we get, oh, 7, 10. We're in good shape. So a 10 is just a success. We gain the upgrade, and we can upgrade for 1 fewer salvage if we got a 12 plus, but we didn't. So we did succeed. That means that we got our crew back, so we're still at fresh and we're in good shape there. And I'm going to burn all of these. They're going to go out of the game. They're not going to give me any victory points. And I'm going to do that to gain the steam torpedoes, guys. I was thinking about the arcane library, but these are just too valuable. We can get the arcane library with just 2 more. And it's going to give us a +1 die roll modifier on searches and stuff, but this one's good. Once per action phase, you may make 1 free torpedo attack at the Nautilus location. Roll 2d6 and sink a targeted non-warship on a 5+ or a targeted warship on a 6+. If we miss, we reduce it to 1d6. So that is going to go here in our tableau. Now we have 2 upgrades. We have the hydro drive and now the steam torpedoes. This is the steam torpedo attack. See right here, it says to sink, and then this one's the first one you start with. It shows 2 dice right there. So we're going to do that. And as a free action, we're going to actually do that. So let's go to the board. So we're going to attack this first ship here. We're going to get our bag out, see what it is. And then remember, this is not costing us one of our actions. And it is our first warship of the game. It's the Ryu. It's an ironclad from Japan. It is going to hit our reputation 1 again. Gives us 2 points, victory points. It's got a strength of 7. But we're not actually fighting it yet. We're using our free action torpedoes. If we succeed, we don't have to worry about it. This is not an attack. This just means we're using the torpedoes to go after it. Now, we have to roll a 6 against that ship. And we can't actually exert anything. We just got to roll. Yeah, we easily did it with a 7. So we destroyed that ship. Remember, we get to do that once per turn. So that comes off. This I'm going to go place in our salvage pool. Yep. Now, I could put that in into our ocean for victory points. But I want to get the arcane library out too, which means we only need 1 more. And we still have 3 actions left. So for the next action, we're going to search. We're going to go after this treasure here and see what we get. So I'm going to spend 1 more of our action points. That'll leave us with 2. And then I'm going to exert for 3. Oops, sorry, too far. I'm going to exert our crew for 3 plus 3 and then roll our dice. See, if I'd gotten that arcane library, I would have a +1 for 4, but that's okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're in good shape. Let's look at the chart. We succeeded, so we're going to gain our crew back again. They didn't sacrifice any crew, and it says on a 9 through 11, collect 1 treasure. So we collected the treasure, and this time it didn't gain us a reputation. But let's get the treasure bag out here. Here it is. Let's see what we get. Remember, this is we're going after a victory that gets these. Retain, so that means we can retain for these points at the end of the game. X to gain 1 reroll, so before or keep for 4 points. So we're going to put that in our treasure pool. We're getting quite a bit of collection of treasures. That's great. That still leaves us with 2 actions. What do we do with our 2 actions? Well, we could do a stealth attack and sink another ship to try and get the arcane library out soon. I think we'll do that. We're kind of setting ourselves up, and remember, the main goal for us is to survive the deck with as many points as possible. So we're not keeping a lot of ships. We're going to have to start getting tonnage in our ships, but right now, for our next action, putting us down to 1 action, we are going to stock attack this ship here. Means that's going to come off the board. I'm going to replace it with a token. Hopefully it's not a battleship. Now, the weird thing about the game, one thing that's odd, is when you do a stock attack, which just makes me assume you're sneaking up on them. Well, luckily it's not a... Ooh, that's a big one. The chance. It's a passenger ship, 10 points, so we're going to have to sacrifice it for salvage. But we have to roll a 10. So we get +1 because we're doing a stock attack, plus I'm going to use our crew to give us a +3. Now remember, I haven't lost any yet on the crew, so we've been doing really well there. And it's going to give us 2 reputation. It's going to put us at 12. That means almost the capital ships are almost coming out after us. We're starting to get known out there in the ocean. But what I was saying was, in a stock attack, if you have a warship that comes out, it still attacks you back first. It's weird. That's the only thing. It's kind of like the zombie side rule, where when you fire into a group of with a group of zombies with a character in it, you always hit the character first. It's like one of those kind of wonky rules. If you're stock attacking, why does it get to attack you first? But be that as it may, that's why it works. So let's go destroy this ship. We need a 10. We're going to get a +4 to our die roll. And here we go. Oh, look at that, man. I am rolling so good. These dice are good. Okay, we just destroyed that ship with no problem. Meaning the crew we wagered does not go away, and the chance, the American passenger or the British passenger ship is going to be put here for salvage, but it comes with a price. That price is 2 reputation. We're at 12. That is bad. I still have 1 action left. We've had a really good turn, so I think I'm going to leave it alone at that. That was a really, really good turn. We did a lot of good stuff. We got treasure. We sunk 2 ships. One with our steam torpedoes that we refitted. I want to refit with the arcane library, and then I think we're good just to start trying to collect a bunch of points, even though the other 2 upgrades are really good too. Okay, let's draw our next card right here. Let's see what we get. Okay. Oh, our first test. Awesome. Okay, that symbol is a wonder symbol. That's good. That's one of the things we want the most of. It says, Attack of the Giant Squid. Ooh. Just as we were crowding each other to reach the platform, 2 more arms lashed the air, swooped on the seaman stationed in the front of Captain Nemo, and carried the fellow away with irresistible violence. Okay, so we have a test to make. So this is the first test, so I'm going to explain a little more detail. We can wager crew or hull. Okay, we're going to wager crew because it's going to give us +3. If we pass, we gain +2 treasures. If we fail and lose 2 crew or 2 hull or 1 of each, plus what we would lose for failing. So don't forget that's how that works. So let's go to the dice bowl. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to wager crew, so we're going to get a +3 to this roll. We need to roll a 10. That's pretty steep, but let's see if we can do it. Bet I can't steam torpedo the giant squid. Let's see what we get. I think I did. Oh, look at that roll. Wow, that is awesome. So we passed, guys. That means this is going to go in our pass pile, which means we're going to get to collect these points. So that's going to be worth 7 points to us at the end of the game if we don't change our motive somehow. And we're going to get to collect 2 treasures. So this is going to go in our pass pile. Wow, that was really, really good, guys. That was an awesome thing. So let's do that. Oh, by the way, we refresh. Man, I'm getting lucky on these rolls. We're going to collect 2 treasures. That is so awesome. Okay, the first one is going to be, let's see, another retain. It says reveal 1 upgrade, or so we can actually spend this to reveal an upgrade. How cool is that? And then the second one, that means we can get a new upgrade card, guys. I don't know if I'm worried about that right now. And then this one is just a +3 treasure. It is a treasure token, +3. We get +1 for each, so this one would be worth 4 at the end of the game. Now we can spend these for rerolls, but we're getting a massive amount of treasure, which is what we want to do at the end of the game. But look at that treasure load that we're getting. Nemo, he's such a treasure hunter. That's what explorers do. Okay, now though, that is going to mark, I think, that marks our event card, so let's go roll for a placement. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we get. Wow, a 6 and a 2. Wow, that's pretty good. So we're going to have 6, 5, 4, 4 additional actions. That means we're going to have 5 actions again. We're going to place ships on 2 and 6. So first off, 2 is down here in the Eastern Pacific. There just happens to be a slot left there. And then 6 is way over the Indian Ocean, way over here, and there's an empty slot there, so we're fine. And then we get 5 actions. Well, I know the one thing that we are doing, we're going to spend our first 2 actions. I keep waiting for a lull turn, but I'm not going to bother to retrofit. Then we're going to dump these 2 ships, unfortunately, out of salvage to gain us the arcane library. And that is going to go in our tableau with our steam torpedoes. And you know what we could have done is that one that says if you're in the Indian Ocean or the North Atlantic, because we can pop over to North Atlantic this turn and fail this card, I think. Let's see. Oh, well, but if we don't do it at the end of the game, oh, we don't want to pass this. Yeah, there's 2. Okay, well, we do actually have, we could do a repair, but I'm going to wait for a lull turn because it's going to cost us 2 more points. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But anyway, we got more points to spend, action points to spend. What are we going to do with those? Well, I think we're a treasure hunting machine, right? So let's take another action, and we're going to move to, we're going to move to the North Atlantic, and then we're going to pop on down, we're going to pop on down to the South Atlantic here and gain the treasure that's there. So we're going to search. Now we get +1 for our search. Going to expend crew, or wager crew rather. So why do we get +1 for our search? Well, we got this upgrade card, the Arcane Library. It says Captain Nemo's Arcane Library housed not only European culture and arts, but also many native histories and legends that helped him discover what the oceans might yield. This, along with electrolocation searching, revealed many secrets. And it says you receive +1 die roll modifier when performing a search or insight action. So we're going to perform a search action. We're actually going to get a +4 to our roll there. Let's keep this treasure hunting going. Oh, 4. That's not great. Well, it's still an 8. So we ended up in the same scenario as before, where we're going to get the treasure. We succeeded, but we're going to gain a reputation. I'm not liking that. Okay, so we do gain 1 more reputation, but we do get this treasure in the South Atlantic. Let's see what we get. Captain Nemo, and then we're probably going to take a free action to sink something and get some tonnage in the South Atlantic again. Okay, so I'm shuffling through this bag. Let's see, what do we get? We get another retain, a retain X for 1 action or keep for 2 treasure. So I put that in our treasure collection. We were in good shape there. We still have 2 actions left. I think we're going to use our steam torpedoes to sink a ship here in the South Atlantic. Let's do that. We're going to take this one off. Remember, you cannot wager when you're attacking a ship with the steam torpedoes. It's just a roll. But again, if it's a warship, they don't get to attack us back, which I like. Okay, it is not a warship again. It is the Scotia. The Scotia has 2 reputation. Oh my god, that is really bad. And we're probably going to beat it because we just need to roll a 5 or better on 2 dice. Let's go do that. Of course, that being said, I just rolled a 4 last time. But okay, 6. We did it. Good job. It's really hindering once these steam torpedoes start only rolling 1 die. We don't want that. But we did destroy the Scotia, so we're going to get 2 reputation. I'm going to show you what that does in a minute. In the meantime, we get to put this in the South Atlantic. Now, this doesn't do us any good. We got to fill up this whole thing, so we got to start working on that if we're going to get any of those points. Now, those points aren't worth anything special to us at the end of the game. They're just worth the points if we get, but that's 12. I mean, if we got this whole thing filled up and this whole thing filled up, they don't accumulate. You go up like that, but it's pretty good. So let's go back to the board. That was basically we're down to 1 action. I think I'm going to save that 1 action. Well, actually, that did not cost us an action. We still have 1 left or 2 left to go. So I refitted and I moved, and now we're. Oh wait, I did the treasure. So we only have 1 action, but I have 1 action left. I don't think we're going to spend it. So that's going to end our turn. Let's move on. We're going to go back around to our new phase and see what we get in our adventure card. What do we get? Oh, it's Act 2. So I'm going to wait. This is going to end the video. Sorry, person who is annoyed by my flicking of cards and reminds them of Solo McLaughlin, who I don't actually know personally, but have watched her videos, because I guess she flicks cards too. I flicked a card. I'm going to do it again just to annoy you some more. There, flick, 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 flick. Anyway, okay, I'm being a jerk, but that's all right. I'm going to put that back. I'm going to put that back on top. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, I'm trying not to flick the cards because apparently there's at least 2 people out of the many thousands, 250,000 views that I've had that told me they don't like that. Anyway, we're going to put that back because that's where we're going to end the episode. So guys, thanks for watching. I think I've been watching. I think I have not made any mistakes. How cool would that be? But this game guides you pretty well through things, and I don't think like there's some things we haven't done. Like we haven't done any adventure actions. We haven't incited anything yet. We've just been trying to collect points. So we do want to incite because I think incite liberation does give me ×3 points. It's one of the ones we get. We get a bunch for science, ×4, and we get ×7 multiplier on victory points for wonders discovered, of which we only currently have 1. So we got to discover many more wonders, which means we need to keep searching for treasure. Yeah, we do. All right, so guys, that is going to be the end of our first episode. In the next episode, we'll go on to Act 2, where things are going to get tougher for us. But, oh wait, I forgot. I killed that ship. I need to increase our reputation. So here's what happens in the end of this. So to add some tension to the moment. This goes up. Uh-oh. 13, 14, 15. Oh, we passed this up. So what does this mean? This means that all of these blue capital ships and battleships and cruisers are going to be added to our ship bag. That means there's a chance that we might pull them out when we fight. And it can get worse. There is worse. There are the green ones, which are even tougher. In addition to that, we are in Act 2. We're going to be going in Act 2, so I will be placing this in the bag. I'll wait so I don't make a mistake on that and just do it when I'm supposed to. There are the orange or darker yellow or fighting ships, ironclads. So those are going to come out into the bag too, which means our fights could potentially get tougher if we draw one of them out. All right, guys. Again, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the subscriptions, all the support. Even those guys that write me to tell me they're annoyed that I'm flicking cards. I do appreciate you watching. But thanks so much, guys. I do appreciate it. And by the way, go watch Sola McLaughlin's playthroughs. They're fantastic as far as I'm concerned. So go do that. And also, don't forget that Ant Lab Games, they did a cooperative version of this. So check that out as well. Anyway, my phone's ringing. I guess that's on cue. I should go answer it. And I will talk to you next time.